You know, if you've ever worked with 2D design, you get it. You know just how powerful CAD software can be, but you also know how incredibly frustrating and complicated it can get. Well, today, we're taking a look at a tool called NijiCAD, and it's asking a pretty simple question. What if we just went back to basics and built a 2D drawing tool that just works? So let's start with a question that I bet hits close to home for a lot of you. You sit down to draft a simple plan, right? And the next thing you know, you're wrestling with the software itself. It's like the tool has become the obstacle. How on earth did we even get here? Well, that exact frustration, that is the core dilemma that NijiCAD was literally built to solve. It's designed to address a problem that's been quietly building up in design software for decades, creating the, let's just say, complex landscape we all navigate today. And the name for this problem? It's something people call feature bloat. For years and years, the idea of a better CAD program just meant piling on more and more and more features. The end result is what we have now, these massive, overly complex programs that are, frankly, just total overkill for so many everyday tasks. And this isn't just some minor annoyance, right? It has real consequences for how you work. It means simple tasks suddenly become these drawn-out processes. You're constantly fighting with compatibility issues between different file versions. And maybe worst of all, the software, the very thing that's supposed to help you, ends up getting in the way of the simple, pure act of drawing. So NijiCAD's whole approach was to just wipe the slate clean. They started by totally redefining the drawing board. And they did it with a brilliantly simple core philosophy that gets right back to the heart of what it means to draw in the first place. And this quote, this is their whole foundation. It's so simple, it's almost profound, isn't it? Humans see and think in 2D. I mean, whether it's a piece of paper or a screen, we process the world on a two-dimensional plane. NijiCAD just started by really, truly embracing that powerful fact. So from that one simple idea, they built their entire answer on three main pillars. First, a design that's all about simple operation. Second, a deep commitment to absolute data integrity. And third, an architecture that puts your privacy first. Let's kind of break those down. So you're probably wondering what makes it simple. Well, it's built around a command line interface. For anyone who's a pro, you know that typing a quick command like rectang is always going to be faster than hunting for an icon. But for beginners, the UI is still super clean and intuitive. The whole goal is for the software to just get out of your way, letting you focus on your ideas. Okay, a great philosophy is one thing, but how does the software actually feel to use? Let's get into the engine that drives this whole NijiCAD experience, starting with its performance and how it handles privacy. This number right here, this is a really big deal. 60 frames per second. What that actually means is that every zoom, every pan, every little edit is just buttery smooth. There's no lag, no stuttering, just fluid drawing. They call it a stress-free experience, and you can feel that performance benefit the second you start using it. It lets you stay in that creative flow. So how do they pull that off? Well, NijiCAD uses something called WebGL, which basically lets it tap directly into your computer's graphics card, even through a web browser, for super high-speed rendering. They combine that with their own special algorithms, and the result is a tool that can smoothly handle drawings with tens of thousands of objects, even on pretty standard hardware. And because that engine is so lightweight, NijiCAD can be incredibly flexible. You've got two main options here. There's a downloadable desktop app for Windows that works offline and uses all your local fonts, or there's a web version that just runs instantly in your browser. And that web version is a perfect example of their privacy-first approach. All the processing happens right there in your browser. Your data never gets sent to a server. It stays with you. Of course, no CAD tool is an island, right? It has to play nice with all the other software out there. So let's talk about file compatibility and how NijiCAD actually fits into a real-world workflow. So NijiCAD is really smart about this. It focuses on the file formats that matter most. It has full support for DXF. You know, that's the universal standard for sharing 2D drawings between different CAD programs. It can also import JWW files, which are really popular in Japan. And then you can export your work to common stuff like PDF, SVG, and PNG. But here's where NijiCAD does something really clever with those DXF files. It doesn't just open them. It acts like a cleaner. So when you import a messy, complicated DXF file from another program, NijiCAD automatically simplifies it and organizes it. Then, when you're done editing, you export a totally clean, lightweight DXF that's way more compatible. It actually fixes problem files for you. It's awesome. And for its own native format, the big benefit is that data integrity we talked about. Look, if you've ever moved a CAD file to another computer only to find that all your image links are broken, you are going to love this. The NijiCAD format bundles everything, the drawings, the images, the print settings, all into a single self-contained file. No more broken links, ever. All right, so we've covered the philosophy, the performance, and the file compatibility. Now let's bring it all together and look at what the experience is actually like for you, the user, and how you can get started. And a huge part of that experience is just how accessible it is. The free version isn't some stripped-down demo or a timed trial. It is a fully functional tool. You can draw, you can edit, you can save, and you can print, all without paying a dime. The Pro version just adds on some nice-to-haves, like an exclusive color theme and early access to new tools. But all the core stuff is there for everyone, for free. And honestly, this might be the best part of all. You can try it right now. I mean, literally right now. There are zero barriers. You just go to their website, and the web version launches. No install, no account creation, no login, nothing. You can be drawing in seconds. It is a completely frictionless way to see if this is the tool for you. And that really leaves us with this final thought. In a world where everything just seems to be getting more and more complex, NijiCAD is asking this really powerful question. Maybe the most advanced tool isn't the one with the most buttons or the most features. Maybe it's the one that feels like it isn't even there at all, the one that just lets you focus on creating.